Hair in all its formats does enhance a woman's beauty. The different hair choices, however, do require different hair maintenance approaches. Tonight, we look at the different ways to style and take care of your natural hair. Welcome to the Style Project, proudly sponsored by Vaseline. I am Sylvia Owori. I'm glad to be joined by the beautiful Clay Chatuhaire, who is a motivational speaker, a marketeer, and a businesswoman. Welcome, Clay.
Hi guys, how you all doing? Good to have you guys watching the show.
And Solomon Tazibun, who is the fashion editor of the African Woman magazine, personal stylist, and stylist to the celebrities.
Hi people, I'm glad to be here. Welcome to the show.
And today we have a very special guest, Charlene Kentaro from the Good Hair Collective. Welcome to the Style Project.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
We are very excited to have you today, and today we're only talking natural hair, African natural hair. Tell us about why natural?
Natural hair for me is a belief. I founded the Good Hair Collective out of the belief that all hair is good hair. As long as it grows out of your scalp, it is good hair. I basically want to break the stereotype that kaweke is bad hair, that munyerere is the better hair that you should aspire to. I just want people to love what grows out of their scalp. And of course, along with that, I give tools and techniques that would help you to manage your hair better. As long as you know how to take care of it, you will fall in love with it. That's what I believe. All right.
Can I just maybe put some products and it will all go to natural?
No, I'm sure everyone wishes that were the case. But if you don't want to do the big chop is basically shaving off almost all, if not all of your hair.
Oh my God.
And some
again, so you start from zero.
Yeah.
Start afresh.
Yeah, and some people will like that look. They rock it proudly and confidently. For the rest of us, you can do what we call transitioning, which is basically you have relaxed hair on your head like yourself, and you grow out the relaxer. So you basically just let your natural hair come in without cutting it off, and then slowly but surely you will have two textures on your head, and then slowly you start to chop off the relaxed end until it's all natural. That's what we call a transition. So it's very possible.
How about the braids?
You can actually, transitioning goes by faster and easier if you're braiding your hair continuously, because it can be very difficult if you have that African hair. The texture, I'm sure we all know, is very wiry, can be very difficult to manage. It can be, but it's not impossible. And then you have the relaxed end, which is long and soft and straight, and
like
it's easier.
mine.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously, when it's braided through a period of maybe 2-3 months, it's easier for you to just tuck it away, forget about it, and then when you open it up, you have enough growth to cut off the relaxer, and there you have it.
You know, when you talk about hair, most guys feel left out because to the ordinary guy, it's all about getting it cut, and that's just about it.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend? Like, what are the ways a guy would spruce up, you know, their look and kind of do different things with their scalp so it's not cut all the time, and, you know?
For guys, there's obviously the alternative of dreadlocks. You can have an afro. I do have male clients who come to me and they want something to manage their hair better, and I give them the very same products that I give the women.
What products do you have?
I do a hair butter that is made out of shea butter from Gulu. It's a mix, a blend of shea butter, cocoa butter.
Okay, she means shea butter.
Shea butter.
My products they're not randomly made. I sat down when I was newly natural And I asked myself, okay, what I'm putting in my hair is not working for me. There are big brand names on the market that have ingredients in their products that are not healthy for us. I wanted to move away from that and have products that will nourish my hair, make it easy to manage. And so that's how I came up with the idea of shea butter. It has a ton of benefits for natural hair and relaxed hair and the skin. It has vitamins, it's got protein in it. It has a very high sunscreen protection factor. So you're not going to get the browning of the hair. The coconut oil, of course, is antifungal, antimicrobial. It fights dandruff. I also put in some vitamin E oil and essential oils, of course.
I would love to go natural. I mean, I don't mind not sitting in the dryer, but my problem is that I realize if I'm trying to grow my hair, if it's natural, it will, whenever I comb it out, it breaks.
I get a lot of people asking that same question. I'm sure you've heard it before. People say, oh, I can't go natural because my hair won't grow.
Yeah.
And I always say to people, unless you're malnourished, your hair grows. It's part of any other bodily function. Hair is supposed to grow. What people mean is their hair is growing, but they're not seeing the length being retained. And that is because of breakage. It's a very common problem. And the major cause of breakage for us as naturals is a lack of moisture. Now, when I talk about moisture, people think I mean oils and sprays, but I actually mean water. Good old H2O. That's moisture.
So you have to drink lots of water.
You have to drink lots of
water. But they
of
say
water.
that for everything. It's like if you want to lose weight, drink water. If you want beautiful skin, drink water.
White eyes,
drink water. So if you want long hair, drink water.
Yeah. But besides the drinking of water, your hair actually needs water applied to it. Okay.
Oh, washing it.
Washing it, moisturizing every day.
That brings it to Solomon.
Actually, when you say applying water to your hair, I'm a bit confused because actually what I get is ladies do not want water in their hair.
That's right.
They say it shrinks. Each time I wash my hair, it shrinks.
We have been taught to believe that water is the #1 enemy for black women and their hair. But the reverse is actually the truth. Water is, think of it like a piece of spaghetti, right? When it's dry, straight from the packet, you can just break it, right? Because it's brittle. And that's what hair is like, black hair is like when it's not been moisturized. Piece of spaghetti, when it's cooked, when it's been in water, it's bendable, it's elastic. That's what water does for hair.
What do you say about all these long fake hair extensions? What do those do to your skin and to your natural hair?
The biggest culprit with hair that's receding or a broken hairline is those weaves that you glue on. You look at the pictures like of Naomi Campbell, right?
She's lost all her hair.
That's
Please
right.
put that clip.
Yeah.
She's got no hairline. She will never.
And thousands of people, by the way.
Yeah.
She will never just have a natural hair anymore.
Tell me, what causes dandruff? Because, you know, dandruff is something that we all deal with.
Yeah.
Whether it's treated or it's natural.
Yes. There's about maybe more than 20 causes of dandruff. The most common one is not knowing what kind of shampoo and products to use.
So is it the whole process of shampooing, or it's specific shampoos that have specific ingredients that are not friendly to they're not hair friendly?
It's specific shampoos, right? And sadly, this is a lot of the shampoos on the market. And that's the purpose of the Good Hair Collective, is to inform you that these sulfate shampoos are not a good idea and the sulfate-free ones are a better idea. Now, with Afro-textured hair in particular, there's something that we call co-washing. It's washing with conditioner. It's best for a natural-haired lady and guy to alternate the shampooing with washing with conditioner, because conditioner is not so stripping. It just basically adds moisture to your hair. Afro-textured hair needs all the moisture that it can get.
if somebody wants to get some products, if they want to have advice on
natural hair.
On natural hair.
Okay. About the shampoo, the Good Hair Collective is still very young. We are in the process of developing an all-natural sulfate-free shampoo. What we do have at the moment that will cleanse your scalp and condition your hair is a clay wash.
Clay?
That's right, clay.
Like
yes.
this clay.
Natural things, I'm telling you.
Yes. They're very interesting and very good for you. You know a boomba, the one that pregnant women
some
eat,
pregnant women eat.
Yes.
I did that.
Yeah. Now they've got an equivalent naturally occurring clay in Morocco called rasoul or red clay. And that's what we use for the clay wash. What it basically does is it's a mineral that detoxifies your hair, pulls out all the gunk and all the bad stuff. And while doing this, it leaves moisture and just detangles your hair, because detangling will help you comb your hair without it breaking. So that's what we have. Okay,
are you on a website where people can find you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you, just tell us your website or where they should follow you if they want the natural products?
Great. Online, we do have a website. That's thegoodhaircollective.com. We're also very active on Facebook at The Good Hair Collective and on Twitter as well at Good Hair UG.
We'll now take a short break, and when we return, we'll have a look at quick ways on how to style the natural, beautiful hair. Welcome back from the break. Still talking natural hair. Charlene here is going to do some demonstrations for us today.
So Clay mentioned that natural hair can be a challenge with the styling. So what I'm going to do with my model Bella is to demonstrate a couple of looks. We'll start with a weekend look. How she achieved this look was with a flat twist, and then she unraveled it into a flat twist out to get this full curly look. So what we'll need is a wide tooth comb for detangling. You want to get all of those knots out. We'll need some water in a spray bottle for moisturizing to make the hair very supple, easy to manage. And then we'll also be using the Good Hair Collective vanilla butter to give it shine and hold, right? So I just take that in my hands, turns into an oil. Thank you.
Smells very nice. It's a shea butter.
So with detangling, we would start from the bottom, working upwards. Now, you just take a section of hair. It depends on the size of curls that you're going for. A big full look like this, you need to take bigger sections of hair. I would start from the bottom, separate it, and then start to twist it. It basically just makes a rope-like twist, which you would hold overnight or throughout the weekend. You can even wear the twists themselves as a style, pinned in different ways, pinned into an updo. When she takes it out, this is the result, okay? For a weekend look, you can accessorize it. There's a flower crowns made by Envidiza Natural. You just place it there like so. Very bohemian, very funky look.
Wow, interesting. If I do not have the comfort of sleeping with the twists overnight, can I use heat to get the curls?
Yes, you can, absolutely. Just be sure that it's medium heat, because naturals know that a blow dryer is not a very good thing to be using regularly, because heat dries out the hair. So you can absolutely sit under a hooded dryer, maybe 30 minutes, depends how long it takes to dry, get out, unravel, and you're done. So this is your weekend look.
Wow, that's an easy one.
It's a good place to start.
Yeah, naturals usually say that if you're going to sleep with your hair, you should always have it in tooths.
Yeah.
Is it a must? Like now, if I've come back from, let's say, a party like that, and I don't want to go through the tooths.
It's not a must. You spoke about shrinkage earlier, and I know a lot of people have the experience of sleeping on your hair and you wake up, one side is matted. It's a nightmare.
Or the cap is missing.
Right? So an
some
alternative.
will sleep always on their back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they wake up and their hair is, there's no hair at the back.
Yeah, that's right. The idea behind the toots, as we call them in Uganda, is to stretch your hair so that you wake up in the morning, unravel, and you have this look again. So it keeps the style looking as fresh as possible for as long as possible. The alternative when sleeping is to use something like this. It's called a pineapple. Interesting name. You'll see why.
Pineapple.
Yeah.
It's, but it is.
Wrap it on like so. Make sure that if it's one-sided, make sure that the satin is the side on your hair. Satin is a material that doesn't dry out the hair, unlike cotton. So I'd really suggest in general that you sleep with either a satin pillowcase, a satin cap, right?
If I can't afford a satin, because satin, some people tend to say satin is expensive.
That's the beauty of companies like the Good Hair Collective and Vidiza Natural. We are trying to make these things affordable. So this is actually 25,000. It's really, it's quite affordable. A pair of pillowcases is a similar, about 30,000 as well. So it's possible. Otherwise, you can just go down to Chiembe, have your satin pillowcase made. It's a very good alternative.
Okay, from a designer's point, from a collector of fabric, I think in a meter you probably will get about 4 of this.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'll be able to make a saving. So if somebody doesn't want to come and buy, you can go buy a meter or half a meter with 3/4 of a meter can actually make it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they bring to you and you make it.
Okay. So this is the night look.
Yes.
So do you go to sleep like this?
Yes.
I prefer that.
She prefers this.
Okay.
But you see, your hair stays stretched, so it helps to keep the style as well. That's a different night look.
Okay, wow. So, okay, thank you. What is
You better be having sweet dreams with
What is the next look?
Now, different workplaces have different standards. If you're working in a place that is very conservative, you might want to hold your hair up, okay? But because you want to protect your hairline from all the stress of constantly holding it up, I'm going to show you an updo that is called a cinnabon. Okay.
all these names.
You don't even have to know the names at all. It's not
You just have to know the style.
Really?
You know?
Because it does not pull, then we'll start with this, the Afro Puff. With this, you can get about 4 to 5 different styles depending on how creative you want to get. You can wear it like this. If your workplace is not too conservative, you can actually hold it in a puff like so, keep the ends away. So that's a neater look. You just pin that down with a bobby pin. Exactly. So you just keep adding the bobby pins as you need them.
Yeah.
Right?
But this is for somebody who has hair like Hans.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't have this hair. I don't know how long it will ever take me to even grow my hair that much.
With hair that's your length, which is a tapered cut, you really don't have to do so much with it. What you could do to achieve a different texture on your hair is finger coils. So you just take a strand of your hair, you take some butter to give it a hold and a shine, and you just go like so, and then when you unravel, it gives it a curl. That's a style that I would recommend for your length.
I'll come and you probably show me.
The other thing for hair that's a little shorter than this, because this is quite long, is makeup. The other alternative that I would suggest is you really have to play your face up, choose your accessories carefully, otherwise you end up looking like a boy. And you know, no one is going for that look. no lady.
There's this very unkempt but cool looking hairstyle I see around. So it looks like the hair is actually unkempt, but then it looks really nice. How do you achieve that?
Is it for the short look?
Yes.
Yes, that's what we call sponge coils. It's unfortunately we didn't have a
I've
sponge
done
here,
that.
but yes, you take a sponge and they basically just rub it
When
on
it's
your
wet.
hair. Yes, when it's wet. Rub it on your hair like so, and it gives it those little, that unkempt look, like you said.
I'll totally recommend that for the guys that are willing to
Absolutely.
spruce things up.
Yeah, if you want to change. The next look would be something that you could wear with a similar length to this, called a cinnabon. What you do is you section off the puff, right? Like so, and you just twist the very ends. Now, you mentioned that natural hair can be hard to style and there's very little inspiration. What we're trying to do, the Good Hair Collective, together with Enviriza Natural, is to do a series of seminars for women, just to teach them how to style their hair, their children's hair, something that's practical, something that is personal, okay? So the cinnabon would look something like this. It has that name because it's basically very many puffs pinned together. I don't know how many.
Great have you got it?
That's why I'm paying so much attention.
Are you going to go natural?
I don't know.
This would be your evening look. It's best achieved on hair that's been stretched with some medium heat. That's when you'd be able to see the partitions. But it's basically supposed to look like a twisted donut sort of look. Yeah. Now, for the ladies that work out and the guys as well, I would suggest, if you want to preserve your stretched styles, I would suggest a scarf like so. Even cotton works because it absorbs the sweat. You don't want to be sweating and then your hair here is looking, you know, not so neat. That would be very simple look for the gym.
What is your number one trick or advice that you would just give to anyone? Because we all have hair, you know?
Yeah.
What's that?
Moisture. I'll go back to it. Water is your best friend. Without water in your hair, it will break, it will never be long, and it will never be healthy. So get water in your diet and get water, actual water on your hair.
On your hair. And drink lots of water.
And drink lots of water.
Yeah.
We are glad that you make an appointment with us every Friday to watch the Style Project. On that note, leave a comment on our Facebook page, NTV The Style Project, or follow us on our personal Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages. Thanks for watching the Style Project. See you next time.